Hey guys, welcome back. It's me, the one and only Sky99. We are still playing a class reunion chat room. A software developer, a zookeeper, and a lawyer. They all have chosen a really interesting career path. I can't help but feel bad about my lack of thereof. I have no idea about programming and it seemed too tough for me anyway. So I guess that wouldn't work for me. I'm allergic to animal hair, so zookeeper would likely be out of the question. I'm not smart enough to become a lawyer. Sigh. What am I good at? Stocking shelves? Oh well, I figure out eventually. Maybe they can give me some tips later. That scared me for a moment. For now, I'll warm up some leftover rizzoli. That should improve my mood. How late is it now? 3 a.m. There's some time left till Liv wakes up. I wonder how well she remember Angie, Blaze, and Mike. Now that I think about it, how come the three of them are still awake? Maybe I should ask them when I get back at my laptop. Here we go. I'm back with food and renew motivation. Are my headphones broken? The music sounds weird. Oh well, I was planning on buying new ones anyways. The music is still listenable. It just sounds a bit this. Oh my god, that's so cool. So if you listen closely to the music itself, you can hear static that is not the rainfall. A bit disordinary. I'll manage. Let's see what they have been chatting while I was gone. Apparently nothing. They probably have their own group chat. Right, I wanted to ask them how come they're still awake. I'm back! Welcome back! WB. Hello again. I've been wondering, how come you're all still awake? It's still early evening here in America, so it's a time zone difference in my case. I have tomorrow off, so I usually stay up late when I don't have to wake up early the next day. Also, I might have had too much coffee and I can't sleep. I have a late shift at the zoo. Currently transitioning to being a night keeper. Shift. Shit! I said shift when it was said. Okay, I get them. That's an embarrassing typo. This is why I tell you to double check your message before you send them. Oh my god, I heard the owls! Hung out with some owls. They're chills. Not a fan of scorpion though. They're active at night and scare you around. Scorpions. It's the same for me. I also work the late shift and stay up a few hours after getting home. The main reason why I stay up after my shift is also that I can have some chat. I can chat with Liv before going to sleep. Liv gets up very early, so it's usually the best time to catch her online. She probably got Bay's invitation as well. I assume she will join at once. Well, as one. I have an idea. How about we we each tell an embarrassing secret? That way we can get to know each other better. That sounds like a dumb idea. I'm not sure about it. I don't think I would be able to come up with anything interesting. And I also didn't feel like sharing secrets with half strangers. Even if they were my past classmates. Sad face. Fine, I guess. Please don't cry. Alright, if Mike is okay with it, then I will play along. No worry, Amy, you can just pass or tell us something generally about yourself. We don't. We don't know you that well, so that would be totally fine. Alright then. I guess I'll just tell them something random about myself rather than an actual secret. Alright, I'll go first since I proposed it. You already know my love of programming you already knew about my love for programming when I was in school, so that's not much of a secret anymore. Instead, I'll tell you something else. This is probably not something unnorm, but I sometimes feel jealous of other people. I guess I don't like this stuff about me because I don't want to have negative thoughts about others. It especially happens when people openly share things they're passionate about because probably because I never got to talk about my hobbies openly. Thanks you for sharing. Don't worry, feeling jealous sometimes is normal. I agree. How do you deal with these feelings is what's important. You go next, Blazy. I'm still thinking. Alright, then I will share you with one of the worst days of my life. Dramatic pause. I got a C once in grade school. Dot dot dot. Dot dot dot. I guess coming from Blaze, this is a big confession. You'll never understand my pain. Whatever, I'm next. Blaze and Angie already know, but it might be a surprise for you, Amy. When I was in school, I did sports and took care of what I ate because since finishing school, I kinda abandoned sports and I'm not as careful about eating healthy. So I might have gained some weight, meaning I don't look much how I used to. The keeper's job, physically demanding, but not enough to level out my love for food. I don't think it's really a problem as long as it doesn't affect your health in a major way. Yeah! And there are definitely women out there who are into chubby but underneath muscly guys. Anyway, your turn, Amy. Mike working at the zoo remind me of something. It's not much of a secret though. I've never been able to work at the zoo because of my animal hair allergies. On top of that, I'm also allergic to iguanas. How do you even find out like something like that? It's a long story. Sorry. I love to hear about it when we meet in person for the reunion. Body armor, support me. Body armor. Strawberry banana, the best flavor. Anyway, my turn again. I guess I can tell you something to follow up my last admission. There was one time I felt especially jealous. The sound effect kind of like scared me at times. It was someone who I knew was into sprinting. She was really passionate about it, and it was the topic of most of our conversation. My attempt to change the topic was unusually unsuccessful. She was really good at running and definitely would have became a successful athlete. It was a bit painful to listen to her speak about her hobbies openly, while being reminded that I couldn't talk about my own. But I fake a smile every time we talk and try not to let it faze me. Eventually I had to find a way to vent. So I wouldn't explode though. Well, I did something that I definitely wasn't proud of. I ended up her track shoes, putting tacks into her shoes. Oh, that was unexpected. I also Angie, as a really nice person. I never expect her to resort to that. But I guess everyone has their own dark side. And it seemed like Angie was regretting it. I guess you do stupid stuff when you're younger. I assume it's a my turn then. This was all I recount of something that I might be more interesting to you. Don't forget, you split up your messages so it was easier to read. What? Then, alright then, I'll try. When I was younger, when I was very young, I knew someone who went on my nerves more than anyone else. He was lazy, got bad grade, was vulgar, and overall an unpleasant person. He always followed me around, trying to befriend me, no matter how much I declined. Until something happened on a school trip. We had to go hiking on the mountain, and I, being not very fit, hung back. And since that boy, and since the boy, to my determination, wanted to hang out with me, he hung back as well. He kept passionately talking my ear off about something irrelevant. I don't remember what exactly. Well, he distracted himself so much that he slipped and tripped over the edge. He managed to grab a root that was protruding out of the cliffside, and apparently due to the shock he wasn't able to cry for help, and all he could do in gasp in the dice to the teacher and the other kids ahead of us having heard what happened and kept walking. There were several things I could have done at the moment. I could have grabbed his hand, or I could have cried out for the teacher, but I didn't do anything at all. All I could think of at that moment was how little would be lost if the boy were to disappear. And I continued to walk, and so I continued to walk, pretending I didn't notice. Blaze, you're a bad person. You're like a horrible person. You literally let a boy die. The boy was found dead at the foot of the mountain not long after the teacher shouldered the responsibility as she was supposed to watch us. But I knew that it was my fault. I still remember his face when he mounted for help without getting a single tear out, without getting a single sound out. Tear in his eyes. He let that boy die. He let him die. That's that's heavy. Definitely a step up from the story about gay Gacy. Is this really something he should be openly sharing with me? This is very serious. I guess it wasn't like Blaze that actually killed him. and Blaze is still young, and this, but this still is a very extreme story. Alright, my dad again. My secret is work related, so please don't tell anyone. I don't want to get fired. Did you fuck a monkey? It wasn't like I knew where he worked anyways. Though I wonder if he should be telling me secret if it could cost him his job. Ow. I oftentimes stay late at the zoo after most of the others have left. The ones working the night shift usually don't notice. This sounds like relevant harmless so far. I'd often skip dinner when staying at the zoo, so I get hungry at night. So, so eventually the intrusion thoughts start. I'll I'd start wondering what animal at the zoo would taste like. Did you know that seal look chunky, but their meat are less than 2% of fat? There are also a lot of protein. There are also indigenous people who eat parrots. Also heard of people eating tigers somewhere. Somehow, those thoughts are troubling. I see the animal at the zoo as friends and family. And thinking about eating friends and family at the is troubling. That kind of weird me out. The longer the secret sharing goes on, more unsympathetic everyone seems, and more uncomfortable I become. But I guess that's what happens when people start sharing their darkest secret. It's already 4 a.m. I should go take a shower. I'll be gone for a bit. Alright, see you later. The more I think about it, the more I wonder if what they wrote is true. Angie bully and physically hurt someone. Blaze let someone die, and Mike is thinking about eating animal he works with. Those are pretty shocking stories. But would they be sharing them with me, with an almost stranger like me? Are they playing a prank on me? Like, I can't click on any of the other chat. Oh, shit. So, do I or dare open the chat again? I suspect things have become pretty awkward after those confessions. Seemed like no one had written any new message since I left. Hey, Amy's back. Welcome back. Hello again. Huh? How could they tell I was back? Full chat doesn't have an online away or offline indicator. Alright, with Amy being back, how about we continue? I volunteered to go next. I like to share the aftermath of what I experienced on that trip. I trust you're familiar with the concept of natural selection. It's a term popularized by Charles Darwin. The term natural selection is oftentimes used mockingly whenever when someone hurts themselves or doing something unintelligent. Sometimes said unintelligent action even result in death. The boy death I talked about might fit the category. That got me thinking, what if of the leaving it up to chance you were forced to say natural selection, which would make less natural, of course. But if I were to do that, I wouldn't choose effectively randomly. I would use myself as a standard, a measure, filtering out the ones who were by a big margin inferior to me. I'll very likely be a good judge of a person's capability whenever they are justified in living. So I gave it a go, and it was pretty successful. I would reach out to them, come up with a challenge, and warn them of the consequence that waits them if they fail. And I thought up a pretty clever consequence, if I might add. Swimmers who didn't successfully drown with their arms and feet tied. Singer got their vocal cords ripped out. Cook was cooked alive. Despite the challenge being rather easy in my opinion, at least few survived. The ones who did survive rose to new heights. Do you know Burmy, the bower who became famous for never missing a strike this year? There was also commotion around him missing 2 fingers out of nowhere. You have me to thank for that. He was to have one of his fingers smashed to a pulp with a bowling ball for every strike he missed. He did unfortunately miss 2. The first because he didn't believe my threat. The second because he was so afraid what would happen the next time he missed. Quitting bowling wasn't an option. Of course, he'd lose more fingers if he did that. What the fuck? Smash, smash, smash. Using a bowling ball was a bit ineffective, but it did get the point across. Nice. A bit brutal, but if it works, it works. What the? What kind of twisted prank is this? I'll go next. I am gonna end this here right now. I see you guys in the next one. Make sure you keep it eco friendly.